While the U.S. battles the pandemic, many scientists are raising the alarm about the worsening impact of climate change. And a new documentary is issuing a dire warning on the ripple effect that climate change could have on the global financial system.
Can you have a society that's been as successful as this one has in a material sense, and can it transform itself?
It's all rigged. People don't have an actual choice in a lot of stuff.
You guys must have some wild conversations, man.
After 1980s, we thought, oh, Gordon Gekko's a great guy. Taught us greed is good.
Nature is going to be eroding the foundations of our economy.
Two of the men behind the documentary join us now. Former NATO Commander General Wesley Clark and his son, Wes Clark Jr. Good morning to both of you. Thank you both for being here to discuss this with us. General, you were a co-executive producer on this project, along with actor Jeff Bridges, who we saw there. Describe this documentary and why you felt the need to make it now, and this big link here that I think a lot of people are missing between climate change and the financial system. Tell us about that.
Because there's so many people who think that climate change affects someone else, or that it's something that's going to be in the far future for their grandchildren. And in fact, it's here, it's now, and through the linkages of the financial system, it's an impact on everybody right now, but it could get a lot worse, probably will, if we don't take effective action.
And Wes, now can you tell us a little bit about how climate change could disrupt the financial system? Explain that link to us.
Sure, and it's not a question of could disrupt, it will disrupt, because the financial system is based on usually about 10 times the amount of debt that we actually have in terms of real money in the economy, and that debt is all anchored to assets, and those assets exist in a world before climate change. So the value of those assets will go down, which means that you get a financial crisis when assets lose their value. This would be a combination of both the inability to sell things, as well as really what's going to cause it before anything is actually underwater is rising insurance rates.
So as you're describing here, the documentary ultimately suggests that climate change could upend the entire financial system, ultimately leading to a total collapse. General, how likely is that really? Where do you see this going?
I see it right now. We haven't done anything for 15 years. We've been talking about this. We've got a lot of people excised about it. We've still got a substantial part of the American economy who doesn't believe that human activities are causing it. So if we don't take effective action, it's going to become increasingly likely. Look, compare it to the debt crisis of 2008. Everybody knew there were too many subprime loans out there. People doubted them, but it worked just fine. Somebody blew the whistle and said, look, these are unsustainable. And then there was financial contagion. This is the exact risk that we're facing with climate change. We're going to push and push and push, and finally someone's going to say, you know, there's so many climate disasters. The value of the underlying assets is threatened all over the world. This is not sustainable. And then, boom, there's a contagious effect, and then there we are. So just today, the headlines are saying that people are worried about a real estate bubble again. So, you know, you never know how likely something like this is. What you know is what the risk is. And then it's up to the money managers to influence the politicians. Say, look, this is a risk you don't have to take. You could actually and spark one of the greatest economic booms in history if you really get serious about tackling climate change. But if you put your head in the sand, the risk grows each year.
General and Wes, thank you so much for joining us on such an important topic. As you said, the time to act is now, and you guys can catch that documentary, Hot Money. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.